Tristan Thomas here, catching up with a name you might be familiar with if you followed Minot Soccer over the past few years. Sofia Lewis, all the way from Iceland. You're playing professional soccer out there. Tell me about how that's been going and what it's like living in Iceland.
Well, it definitely was an adjustment at first, but not too much of an adjustment because it is a little chillier there, and I left in the spring in North Dakota. So I stayed cold, basically. But then being there, it wasn't as surprising as I thought it was going to be because everyone speaks English. And everyone was super welcoming, and they were just so excited for me to be there and join the team. And it's been really exciting and not too much to adapt to. I think North Dakota actually really prepared me for the weather. It's actually milder over there, so it was nice.
Yeah, and soccer-wise, is the game similar out there, or is there any differences you've noticed?
It's definitely similar. I will say they're really aggressive out in Iceland. I figured that out really soon. So after a little bit of adjustments, it was totally fine after that, though.
Yeah, and overall, how have you kind of fit in with the team, and have you been able to kind of establish a role there? I mean, what's it been like playing for the team?
Oh yeah, for sure. The girls, super inviting, super welcoming, and there's some times where they're only speaking Icelandic and it gets a little tough to connect, but they all speak perfect English. So I've been able to make some and cultivate some good relationships on the team. My role is to score goals over there, and that's what the coach brought me on for, and I've been lucky enough to be scoring this season and getting some assists in there, so overall it's been pretty successful so far.
And you mentioned life being a pretty easy transition, just English-speaking people and being kind of a colder climate as well, but has there been a major adjustment if you had to maybe single one out?
So I went from working full-time, right out of college, full-time, and doing my master's. I was working in the oil field, so it was kind of an adjustment from going from oil field work every day to playing soccer every day, and just being able to kind of settle into that role instead of really embracing just being a soccer player, because I hadn't really been able to do that. Of course, I was a soccer player in college, but you're also going to school, and so now I'm able to devote all my time towards soccer, and it's really cool.
Yeah, have you still have the love of the game maybe from previous years where you've got other things going on, and devoting all your time to the game, has that changed at all?
Oh no, if anything, I love the game even more. I'm able to spend so much time analyzing the games and going back and reviewing film, and then applying it to my own training, applying it to the group training, and having coaches and assistant coaches around me to really hone in on my skills has been awesome.
Yeah, and obviously looking back on your high school and college career, had a lot of success here at Minot State and Minot High, winning North Dakota Gatorade Player of the Year back in 2017. But from your side of it, with Bria being on the team and just seeing what that program has become, I mean, the high school team winning 3 straight state titles, what does that have you kind of experienced that, and what's that been like?
It's been super fun because when I went to Minot High, I didn't win any state titles, so I'm living vicariously through my little sisters who are just racking up state titles. It's awesome to see them doing that.
Are you jealous at all?
I'm a little bit jealous. I think when they win and everyone runs out onto the field like that, I'm like, oh man, that could have been me. But I'm way more glad it's them.
Yeah. Do you feel like maybe you were kind of a part of laying the groundwork for some of that success, and seeing some of those younger girls? I'm sure you remember a little bit from being around here to seeing them win. Do you feel like you kind of laid some of that groundwork?
I hope so, but it's funny because a lot of the kids played in their 7th or 8th grade year, like Morgan Perrin, for example, and she ended up going on to win in state, and Mia Lewis also. So I was able to play with those girls as a junior and senior while they were in middle school. So it was cool being able to see players that I had played with win. So that was even more interesting.
Yeah, and leaving Minot and all of this, being a few years ago, how do you kind of look back on your time playing not just high school but college soccer? How do you kind of look back on your time here in Minot?
Well, I always looked at my time in Minot playing soccer as kind of a growth experience to begin with, because I knew I always wanted to play overseas. So it was never like the end all be all playing soccer in Minot. It was more, I'm going to play here, I'm going to gather as much knowledge and skill as I can from the people around me, and then take that with me to try to further that on my career.
Yeah, well, wish you the best of luck, and enjoy your time here while you still are back in Minot.
Thank you, I appreciate it.